Dumelang guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Reneilwe, also go by the name Reni. If you are new to my channel, I hope you enjoy this content and you subscribe. If you're into anything home related, creative home living, renovations, makeovers, whatever you name it, DIYs, we do it on my channel. So if you're interested in that, this channel is for you. Oh, where are my manners? Happy New Year to all of us, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed your crossover. And if you are a returning subby, I know I haven't seen you the whole of December because I've been back at school. But thank you guys for all the support that I've been getting. I really truly appreciate it. So I know you see me taking away my Christmas decorations and I didn't get a chance to show you guys how I decorated my home. With everything being hectic, I really didn't have a chance to record as much as I wanted to or to decorate as much as I wanted to. But let us slow down and let us go back to how it actually looked like in December. So you guys have seen these triangles before. I've had them on my channel, I believe the previous year. I can't say last year anymore. It was part of the office decorations. If you guys are interested in how I created these, I will link the video up here and down below for you guys. So basically this is my version of my Christmas tree for my home. Nothing hectic or anything like that. It's more on the minimalistic side, and depending on how you paint it, you can change the style up into being modern or into being Scandinavian. However you feel, changing the paint or painting up these triangles could match your style. So what I did was I got Christmas lights, 5 meter long because of the big triangle, and I looped in all my ornaments through it. I really wanted to DIY a few ornaments. I did DIY them, but I don't think I'll be showing them to you guys this year. Maybe, oh actually now, but maybe I'll show you end of this year and how they look like. So I'm just using store-bought ornaments. I got these a few years back, but I never got a chance to decorate my home because I was basically helping to decorate the office, so I didn't have much time for my own home. So this year it was nice to unwind and do a bit of decorations. I didn't go crazy. I just did Christmas trees and lights. That's pretty much all the decorating that I did. Nothing dramatic, mainly because I just wanted it to feel like Christmas, because I was spending Christmas at my house and not back home, and I just wanted to have the spirit, you know, and the excitement that Christmas brings. Although not this December, I still think I'm in last year, but last December it was really disappointing. The weather didn't pull through the way we wanted it to. It was cold, raining most of the time, but anyways, it's what you make it. So I was just putting up lights, ensuring that I draped them behind the curtains because I still wanted that nice fairy light feel as well. As much as I tried to go wall to wall, I went to the store and I bought incorrect lights, so I ended up having a portion of the wall covered. But I hope to get it right this year. This year I hope to go all out. I didn't grow up in a family that decorated much, but they definitely did celebrate Christmas. We celebrate Christmas. Christmas is everything to my family and I. But however, when it came to decorations, we just bought a tree and we were done. So I think I just want to start a new habit, a new ritual for myself. Take Christmas decorations seriously, I guess, on my side. I really wanted to record myself talking in the videos, but I figured it would take more time, and guys, I was always on the crunch. I didn't have enough time to spare. If I was not at school, I was writing examinations, and then eventually I didn't even have time to relax. I went straight back into work. So I had a lot on my plate. So most of the videos that I was taking throughout December, I'm not talking through them because I trusted the fact that I'll be voicing over most of those videos to save up on time. So I won't show you the after of what these decorations look like. We'll save that for the end of the video, so stay tuned if you want to see how this turned out. So I forgot to buy batteries, so it took me 2 days to actually fix everything up. And when I finally had batteries, we were good to go. But I will save that for the end. I will add a few timestamps if you guys are just here for the Christmas dessert I made, or if you're here for the decorations as well. So let's get to making the Christmas dessert. So this was Christmas Eve. I was on my way to work, so I decided to stop at the store, or go off route to go to the store. Went to Woolworths. We'll be using a Woolworths ingredients, I guess, or not ingredients, recipe. So this is me leaving work. You can tell how late I'm leaving work. So I decided, I was determined that we should have Christmas dessert, because I was spending it with my sister and brother, which was very lovely considering the fact that I wasn't spending it back home with my parents. So this is me arriving late at night from work, a bit tired, but I really was determined on creating this Christmas dessert, as my sister was making Christmas lunch the following day. So these are the ingredients. I will link this recipe down below, because I did change up a few things. As you can see with the ingredients that I have in front of you, I did amend a lot of things. Instead of using tennis biscuits, I decided to use Easy Mix chocolate mint cake instead, so that I can add more softness to my dessert and less sweetness, so it doesn't get overwhelming. So I was just following the instructions on the Easy Mix. Obviously, even that part, I was substituting things. I didn't want to use cooking oil, so I used milk. So I used butter. I didn't want to use water, so I used full cream milk. So I will also list down my substitutions down below in case you want to make it the way I did, because I have certain preferences. I like baking from scratch, but as you can see, the time that I knocked off, I allow myself to take things easy and use Easy Mix products and stop being, I don't know, there's something about Easy Mix products that make me feel like I am not doing a good job. I should bake from scratch. There's always that pressure I put on myself that, you know, if you say you bake something, you should bake it from scratch. But I'm learning to take it easy, go with the flow, and if something is out there that is supposed to make my life easier, I should look at it as that, and that's why I'm using Easy Mix instead of baking everything from scratch. So as soon as I have my cake batter ready, I added it to my bowl, which I lined with rama. I used the wrapping of the rama to do it, and I just somehow remember baking with my grandmother. So many great memories, and she would let us, mix up the dough sometimes, or even add something, or sift the flour, which is great memories in the kitchen, which I hope one day I can share with either my nieces and nephews, or I'm not planning on having kids anytime soon. So I'll just say I hope to share that experience with my nieces and nephews and enjoy the kitchen as much as I did enjoy the kitchen with my grandmother. So now that my cake is in the oven, we are going to mix up the part that makes it caramel tart, or I don't even know the name of the dessert I'm making. But anyways, I changed up the ingredients, and I went with less ingredients because it was just going to be the three of us. So I made enough for us to have the dessert twice at least. So I whisked up the ingredients following the instructions. Like I said, I'm going to link it down below. And as soon as my cream was stiff, I started mixing up the caramel. Including the caramel, I didn't go with the caramel treat that is in the recipe. I used caramel mint treat basically. So this is a fun part of cooking. Some things you can change to your liking. You don't necessarily have to follow the instructions step by step. You can amend it here and there to fit yourself, try out new things, experiment a little, and I find it fun and therapeutic. So the instructions stated that I should soften the caramel treat before I add it to the cream. So I just use my whisker to do that because I've had a hard time in using my wooden spoon. It was taking longer, and obviously it's late hours of the evening and I'm just trying to be done and go to bed and wake up fresh on a Christmas morning. And yes, I was working on Christmas as well. So what I realized is that the sweetness of this part of the dessert is determined by you and how much caramel treat you add to your cream. So I kept on adding a little and tasting it, and then adding some more if I wanted it slightly sweeter. So you can definitely make this for people who are diabetic. I'm not a doctor or nutritionist or anything like that, but I do know that when it comes to desserts, we tend to want to restrict ourselves on sugar because in my family we do have diabetic people, so we don't want to make everything sweet. So I ensured that it doesn't get overwhelmingly sweet as well for us who don't have it, but at the same time I was keeping in mind that, you know, I'm so used to catering to, you know, everybody basically. So they had a different kind of chocolate in the ingredient in the recipe. I went with the Peppermint because I didn't want too much crunchiness. I didn't want like the hardness of crisp chocolate, so I went with Aero instead. So it's soft and not too hard, yet it can add a bit of like texture in the dessert that will obviously differ from the softness of the cream. So I used my mesher to break it up in pieces, but I made sure that I didn't I didn't make it too powdery because I still wanted it to be a bit chunky in some areas. As you can see, we're gonna mix that up. Although I didn't throw all of it in there, I'm gonna use some to garnish the top of the dessert when we're done. And while we're doing this, the cake is done. It was cooling, so wanted it to cool because we don't want to add the cream on top of hot cake. So because I made the changes to the ingredients, I had to bear that in mind because I'm not using tennis biscuits like the recipe does. I'm using cake. So I used one of the canisters that I'm going to be placing my dessert in to measure out and cut the cake into circles so it can fit inside the canisters. You guys have seen these canisters. I use them in my meal preps. So if you guys don't know, I do a bit of meal prepping on my channel. If you guys are interested in those videos, I will also link it up here and down below in the description box. As you can see, as I'm opening out the cake, there's some sections that are a whole lot thicker than others. So all I did was cut it into half, but it's in a circle so that it can fit perfectly in my canister. Although I had to push it down into my canister, either way, it was fine. So now we're just gonna set up our dessert. I definitely ensured that I include 2 layers of the cream because I wanted it to not be dry but still be very tasty, and I really did enjoy this dessert. I actually crave it on some days. I wish I could just simply make it. It was definitely something that was delightful and that my siblings and I enjoyed, alongside with my uncle as well, because he came all the way to my house to taste this dessert. Anyways, this is what the dessert looks like.